Hello guys, good evening. So let me go live on Instagram. Okay, good evening everybody. So if you are joining me live, all right, I would love, let me just type word. We are talking about eye care online episode. Okay, just a moment, let me type that in. Episode 13, right? Like, I care online episode 13. Hi everybody, good evening. If you're joining us now, I would love to know if you can hear me and if you can see me very well. Unfortunately, I forgot my the microphone that I usually use at the office today, so I have to use my Bluetooth today. So if you can hear me very well, I would appreciate if you can indicate, hey, I can hear you. All right, and I hope you can all see me. Thank you so much for joining. Tonight, it's going to be all about questions and answers. Right, I made a post earlier today asking people to, on Facebook, not on Instagram. Sorry about that if you're watching from Instagram. The post was actually on Facebook, and I really need to be paying you guys more attention here. I have to start doing that. So my sincere apologies if you didn't get the question on time, because eventually I think I ended up posting it on my Instagram story. If you have any question, you can send across. So I'm gonna check later on if there are questions on Instagram. I'm going to try and answer that as much as I can, or I can do a short video and then post it as Instagram reel. So I got lots and lots of questions. I think I got about 15 to 16 questions, but I can only take 8 tonight. So I'm going to be answering those 8 questions, and if your question is not among the ones I'm going to answer tonight, please bear with me. By next week, Monday, I'm going to answer the rest. While I'm going to also do short videos and put up on my YouTube channel, which I will share the link with you guys, so you can also check them out and get the answer that you want. All right, so I want to appreciate everyone that have stood by me from the first episode to the 13th episode. This is episode 13, like really. We are heading for episode 28, and it has been amazing each week because of people like you, because of you made this possible. You keep showing up every Monday, getting the information, learning and applying the knowledge that you gain here, and also sharing the information has really been a great encouragement to me. So I want to say thank you for being a part of this journey. Now, let me properly introduce myself. People have been asking me, are you an optometrist or an optician or an ophthalmologist? My name is Dr. Doris-Optometrist. I am an optometrist. Okay, so if you don't know what that means, you're going to kind of check out my YouTube channel. All right, an optometrist, we are the primary eye care providers. So we are not we give the opticians the prescription to put in your lenses, right? So we look at you, and then we can now check, say if your case requires surgery, we'll send it to the ophthalmologist who performs surgery, or if it requires glasses, after we've run a test and we've gotten your prescription, we'll send it to the optician who puts the glasses. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So I am an optometrist, right? And yes, I'm the Chief Vision Officer / founder of Natel's Eye Clinic and Eye Spa, located here in Akwa Ibom State, in Uyo to be precise. So if you are in Akwa Ibom and you have eye problem, or you want to have your eyes checked, please do come around my clinic and I will take good care of you. And I also have a radio program that I do every Saturday by 10 p.m. Now, the radio program is just like this, trying to create awareness on avoidable blindness, right? So the whole essence of everything I'm doing is to get you to be more aware of the things you should do or you can do to maintain optimal vision. That is the purpose. All right, and is that Dr. Vivian, whose birthday is today? I wonder what she's doing online. She should be celebrating. Hi Vivian, happy birthday. I can see you. Happy birthday, and I'm coming for my cake tomorrow. I'm coming, really, I'm coming. Tell Dr. Fabike I'm coming for my cake. Happy birthday, girl. I wish you many more beautiful years and amazing years. All right. Okay, so I have 8 questions here, and I'm going to be tonight is all about answering all your questions. I won't discuss any big topic tonight. I'm just going to answer your questions, as many as I can and as much as I can. So please, if after answering your questions you still have questions, please kindly reach out to me. You can drop a comment or you can send me a DM. I answer my DMs faster than comments, so feel free to send me a direct message. Okay, so I hope you can hear me, please. Okay, so the first question is from Abdullahi, and he said, what is the cause of seeing things like dirt on the eye? You know that thing that when you wake up in the morning and you see kind of, you remove dirt, right? So basically these dirt are more like discharges that are trapped, right? Especially when you are sleeping. You know, during the day when you have the discharges, they are like watery, you can easily remove them and all that. But when you are sleeping, your eyes are closed and these discharges are already in your eye. So they kind of dry up over the night while you're sleeping. So in the morning, they kind of feel like sand, right? So you just bring them out. Some people see it as sand, some see it as insects. You know, all those things are things that are trapped, you know, in your eyelid. So basically the question is, what causes these discharges? Because if you can prevent or take care of the discharges, then you will not have those dirts in your eye in the morning. Now, these discharges can be as a sign of infection. For example, your eye is itching you, you're always, you know, scratching your eye, and then you take your hand, like, and my hands are on this table right now, the table my kids have played on this table, done things here with their own dirty hands. So I place my hands on this table and I place them on my eyes. Now, what I do is I transfer whatever germs is here into my eye when I'm trying to scratch the eye, thereby causing infection. Now, when this infection happens, of course, you have those discharges and all that. So basically, what you need to do is to treat the infection if possible, or treat what is causing you to put your hand in your eye. That's number one. If you're experiencing itching and you're always scratching your eye, then taking care of the itching will prevent you from touching your eye, thereby you no longer contaminate your eye or cause discharges. That will cause discharges. So the best thing for you to do is to treat the main thing. So those dirts are actually dried discharges. All right. So basically that's what it is. All right. So then Ayokunle asks, because there are some questions that are similar. He said you just woke up in the morning and your eyes, the eyes are paining you. What is the cause? Okay, now when it comes to eye pain, right? Many things can cause you to experience eye pain. Many things. It can be as a result of pressure build-up. It can be as a result of conjunctivitis. It can be as a result of an infection and irritation. But it can also be a result of inflammation, like serious cases. Right, serious cases, uveitis, cellulitis, all those big words and all that. Eye pain isn't something that you should just look down on. There's a difference between you have just a mild pain, right? Now, some of this mild pain can be due to computer vision syndrome, which is a prolonged exposure to phone. When you use your phone for a very long time, in the night, in the morning, you're bound to have serious pain. So now those pains are different, right? We also have pains that are so intense, they are like you feel this deep throbbing pain behind your eyes. That's how people describe it, like behind their eyes. It can be intense. Some of them go together with redness, right? So now let me break it down. When it has to do with severe pain, that has to do with conjunctivitis, okay, which is where you also have the itching. So you can also have the discharges, right? Now, conjunctivitis pain is different. It's kind of dull, and it's just dull and disturbing. Then you have the pain that comes from prolonged exposure to phones, digital eye strain, when you're always focusing on the phone, phone, gadgets, anything that exposes your eyes to blue rays, yeah. All right, so when you have that pain, it's dull. It's kind of the whole of the back of your head, right? Some people even experience neck pain. Some experience severe eye strain. Those ones are due to computer vision syndrome. Then you have the intense ones, the one that your eyes are red, tears are coming out, light is really affecting you. If you look at the light like this, you kind of have to cringe and all that. Now, no matter what the pain is, if it is those deep throbbing, very, very annoying, deep ones, please, you need to get to the clinic as soon as possible. If it is the ones that after you have spent some time, like my friend that came around throughout last night, she was on her phone. Then this morning she started complaining she's having headache and eye pain and all that. I told her that it's expected because throughout the night you spent time on your phone for a very long time. You did not practice the 20-20-20 rule. You did not get your okay. She got her blue cut glasses today. Your eyes were not protected, so all the light from the phone was on her eyes last night for a very long time. So by this morning she had severe pains, right? So those ones, all you need to do is to protect your eyes as much as possible, practice the 20-20-20 rule, and then reduce your screen time. Reduce your screen time as much as possible. So basically, the first thing is to find out what's causing the pain. All right, if the pain persists and if it is not those throbbing, disturbing, photosensitivity, tearing one, if it is not, just give it like 12 to 24 hours. If it is those ones, please rush to the clinic as soon as possible. Very, very important, okay? Don't joke with eye pain at all. Don't joke with it. All right, so please feel free to ask your question. If you have any question on what I'm saying or what I've said, please ask. But I won't take any new question aside from what I am discussing tonight because I have about 8 questions to answer tonight. So let's talk about the third one. The great George said, how can one take good care of his eye? Now, this is a very beautiful question, and I'm going to really spend a bit time explaining this because for me, I believe in prevention and, better than cure. We all know that. In as much as when you have the problem and you come to me, I make money, right? But I would rather you not come to me when it's late. Okay, so the first step to having a healthy eye is to have your eye tested first to rule out any problem. The truth is this: by the time you start experiencing symptoms or signs, it's already late. So, but when you come for a dilated eye examination whereby there's an eye drop is put into your eye to open up your eye wider and giving us an access to the back of your eye, by the time you do that and we have access to the back of your eye, we're able to tell or dictate if there's going to be any problem. That is why when it comes to eye care, we keep saying early detection is key to preventable blindness. Early detection. So it's important that we catch it early enough. I have seen a situation whereby people have suffered from or struggled with glaucoma for years without realizing it, and by the time they realized it, it's too late. I've seen people that had a minor, what they call minor trauma, and they did nothing about it, and by the time they had the insight to do something about it, it's too late. And I have seen people, so let me not digress here. The main thing, the number one thing is to have your eyes tested. That's number one. All right. Please have your eyes tested so that you are sure you don't have any eye problem. Then the second thing is you need to eat good food. All right, eat good food, eat your leafy green vegetables, those foods that are rich in antioxidants, that are rich in omega-3s. Okay, like the other day I made a post about how walnuts has more omega-3 than other nuts. I didn't know that. Or how dates are very good for the eyes, that they help to reduce the risk of cataracts. I never knew all that, but I got to know them in the past couple of months or weeks, right? So there are food that are very, very good for the eye. Watermelon, spinach. I started growing spinach in my compound when I realized how important, how rich it is, or how rich in antioxidant it is, right? So I started growing spinach. So if you have access to green vegetables, Ogo for the Igbo people, Ogo, water leaf and all that is fantastic. Fruits, amazing. Okay, so get them and then protect your eyes as much as possible, especially when you are going out under the sun. Protect your eyes from harmful UV rays. When you expose your eyes to harmful, sun rays, it increases your chances of having cataract. Protect your eyes from the blue light because prolonged exposure can actually cause eye problems, like we talked about, computer vision syndrome and all that. So protect your eyes. And then when you see people that are fighting, please, if you are not taller than them, like really taller than them, don't try to intervene, because I've seen people that have lost their vision because they were trying to protect or separate fights. Okay, so please protect your eyes. If you are going in where there is a storm, if you are living in the north and there is a storm, protect your eyes basically. Then watch your weight. Okay, try as much as possible to control your weight. When you are overweight and all that, it increases your chances of also having eye problem. Then if you have systemic issues like diabetes, hypertension and all that, they play a part. I had a discussion with a friend of mine that visited me. Hi Ezekiel, I can't say good evening. Amaka, I can see you. Alright, I'll answer that question later on, Amaka. So I had a discussion with my friend that came around, and we're talking about stress, the effect of stress, on the eye. And then I talked about when people are stressed up, their BP goes up and it kind of affects the eye. So it's important for you to know that you may not know that you are hypertensive, right? Or you may not even be hypertensive, but situations, life can happen and you find yourself, your BP starts going up. All those things are things that you need to watch out for as much as possible. Then your family history. I cannot overemphasize on how important this is. Ask your parents questions. I've seen patients that when I ask them, your parents, do anybody have issues like glaucoma? They say no, all they do is they wear glasses. Have they ever had surgery? No, they want glasses. So do you have any family history of anything like hypertension? No, and that no is basically they don't know. And by the time you now find out or you check the back of their eye, you're seeing that the sign of glaucoma is there and all. The family history plays a very, very important role. So you need to know all those things because it will help you to know what to avoid. It will help you to know what to do. All right. So basically, then yes, avoid smoking, avoid smoke as much as possible. If you're always prone to cooking with firewood, if you can try to get there's this goggle that I used to sell in the clinic. People kind of bought all of them, for people that cook. All these people that do industrial cooking that deal with firewood, right? I had this goggle that a friend of mine from US sent to me for sample. It's kind of off, but if you can get them, I'll try and send a picture here. If you can get them, wear them to protect your eyes from the smoke. All right, protect your eyes from the smoke. So basically, these are the things. But the first and the most important thing I want you to think about is go and have your eye tested. That way, you know for sure if your eyes are healthy as of now, and then you can now try as much as possible to maintain the healthy eyes. All right, let me see. Okay, Amaka, it itches as if there is sand in it. I think I got your question right. Did I? Yeah, I have your question here, Amaka, so I'll get to that. Hi, Honey Rush, I'm still owing you your shawarma. Hello from my top fan. I can see you, Princess Zufan. Thank you so much. All right, so yes, another important aspect of how you can actually maintain your keep a good vision is exercise. All right, so exercise helps to reduce intraocular pressure, right? So basically what it does is it helps to how do I explain this? It helps to carry out more oxygen to the back of the eye in a layman's way. So it's very good. And of course, when you do exercise, you help your entire body. It helps you to distress. It helps you to work on your weight. It helps with the whole BP and all that. So it's basically healthy. So if you are like me, you can get that gets so lazy sometimes. Try, even if it's walking around the compound, taking a stroll if you can, and play with the kids. If you have kids, just do something. Don't just always spend time on your phone. All right, get up and move. Your body, your eyes will thank you. All right, so that is it for the great Josh. Now let's move to the fourth question. Ishola said, when I'm reading things on phone, my eye goes dark. All right, so I kept thinking about this question, and the only thing I could think about is my eyes get blurred, like things just get blurred when you're looking at the phone. So when you're looking at the phone and your vision goes blurred, basically it goes back to the computer vision syndrome, or otherwise known as digital eye strain, which is as a result of prolonged exposure to the phone, right? So these are a group of eye vision related issues that people experience: eye ache, eye strain, neck pain, and all that. You know, basically, when you ask, let's assume this is a phone. When you're staring at the phone for a very long time, your eyes are more like, your eye goes this way, right? So I like using this illustration for my patients. I tell them, imagine you are sleeping and you bent your arm, you know, like this, and you're lying on your arm, right? And all through the night. Then in the morning, of course, you have this pain all over your arm. And even when your hand is stretched, you are still having that ache because of the long, you know, the prolonged wrong positioning of your arm. Basically, so you find yourself, you have to, you know, keep exercising, massaging the arm throughout the day. The similar thing applies to the eye. When you are looking at the phone, your eye is converging, right? Now, when you do this for a very long time, your eye converges. Now, the purpose of the 20-20-20 rule, which says that for every 20 minutes you look at the phone, you should look far. Now, when you converge for at least 20 minutes, look far. By the time you look far, your eye relaxes. Okay, so you find yourself being able to, it's like doing like this. So you can actually walk for a longer time if you obey the rule. So all those stuff like blood vision, eye ache, and all that, you reduce them. Then, of course, if you can get a blue cut lens, that will definitely help you, because you have that, you find out that the light is no longer going to be, sorry about that, that's the inverter, so we're going to work on that. Please, can we reduce the load? Alright, so you find out that the light is not going to be going into your eye direct. The blue cut will definitely cut it off. Alright, sorry about that noise. We're working on that now. Okay, so Honey Rush said, "Now shawarma the important." Oh please, my eye pressure test. Okay, thank God that is done. Okay, yes, Honey Rush. I keep calling you Honey Rush. Yes, on phone. You can come on Wednesday for your eye pressure test. Alright. Okay, so basically that is it. So if you are experiencing that, the blood vision, what you need to do is take that time to drop your phone. Very simple, drop your phone. Okay, drop your phone and move around. Try and look far. What you're actually doing is you're relaxing your eye, you're relaxing your vision. Okay, so reduce your screen time. These are the ways you can actually avoid digital strain, or manage it, that's the word. Reduce your screen time, increase your outdoor time, practice the 20-20-20 rule, get a blue cut lens, and then you can work better hours, longer hours with your phone. All right. Let me take a sip of water here. I'm getting dehydrated. Okay, Abiodun said, "People are beginning to think I'm a chain smoker because of red eyes. Honestly, I don't know how to prove to them that I don't smoke. What's the remedy for red eyes?" Okay, so basically what is red eye? Red eye is when the blood vessel in your eye is swollen, is irritated and swollen, so they kind of pop, right? Now, what causes it? There are different things or reasons why your eye is red. So we have to look at that, because your eye just being red, there is something causing it. So basically you need to look at what is causing my eye to be red. It can be as a result of an uncorrected refractive error. What I mean by that is you could be short-sighted and it is not corrected. So you find yourself straining to see far. Or you could be long-sighted and it's not corrected, so you see yourself straining, or you could have astigmatism. So it could be any refractive error, right? Now, when you do not correct this refractive error, your eye gets irritated and strained and stressed and all that, so it's red. Number one. Number two, it could be as a result of an infection. All right, an infection, you have an irritation, and of course you scratch and the eye is red. That's another thing. It could be allergy. It could be due to an allergy. It could be due to dry eyes. Now, there is this patient I saw today who happened to be a dry eye patient. She had dry eye disease. Now, we know that in Nigeria here, we don't easily run dry eye tests. I don't know why. It's something that I'm guilty of that as at 2 years ago, because I began to run the tests recently. And this lady had been to hospitals and they've been diagnosing her of glaucoma and different things, and refractive error. Only for us to find out just today that she had been suffering from dry eyes. Her eyes are always red. She always feels as if there is sand in her eyes, right? And she has this pain and photosensitivity. So I had to now run a dry, and because every time I saw her for the first time last month, and all she kept telling me was that she was diagnosed of glaucoma. So, and she was calling hospitals that are really big. Now I was like, okay, I didn't think about the dry eyes. But when she now came back after exhausting the eye drop I gave her for a month, and she told me that while using the eye drop she felt better, and then when the eye drop finished, the pain came back. Then she now used the word, the sandy sensation, as if there is sand in my eye. And this is a word she never used before. I was like, how long have you been experiencing this sandy? She now said, it's been there. I was like, huh. I went through all the case files. She never used that word. All she had been saying was pain. And I had to look at the whole case again with a fresh eye. I told her, you know what, I want to run a test on you. I want to do a dry eye test. And I did the dry eye test, and this lady is suffering from dry eyes. Dry eyes is something that many people are now suffering from that. Again, thanks to the phones we are using. Because prolonged exposure to phone also can lead to dry eyes. Many times when you are lost in what you're doing on the phone, we forget to blink. And that it does not help us. So when you experience dry eyes, your eyes can appear constantly red. Now, some people that experience dry eyes, because the interesting thing about dry eyes, I won't go into the theory right now, is that people that experience dry eyes kind of produce excessive tears, right? So I know it sounds contradictory, but those in the field will understand what I'm talking about here. Like I said, I can't go deep into it. So even if you find yourself, tears are always coming out, you could still be experiencing dry eye disease. So many things can cause redness. These are the few things I can remember right now that can cause redness. So the basic thing is to run some tests at building. Go to the eye clinic, let them run a test. If you don't know the clinic to go, please text me your location. I have amazing colleagues in different parts of the country. I'm even getting friends outside the country I can recommend you to, right? So, and you can go for them and actually have a very good service. So please, Abiodun, I would suggest that if you've been struggling with this red eye for some time, do go have your eyes tested. Okay, Vera, what's Vera saying? Vera says, my sight is blurry, even if it's human, you don't see the face clearly. I know there is a human standing, but who the person is, I won't know. I have to squeeze my eyes. That means you're squinting. I drive and I don't see at night at all. I'm already tired. Okay, Vera, since you're here with me, one quick question. Have you ever gone to have your eye tested? Can you answer that? Just let me know if you have ever gone to have your eyes tested. Okay, because what you are kind of saying now sounds like myopia. Sounds like myopia. I didn't say it is. Okay, so we need to be able to know exactly what it is, and I also love to know your location. If you are in Akwa Ibom, let me know. If not, let me know where you are, and I can recommend a doctor for you. Okay, while waiting for Vera to respond, so let me go to the sixth question now. The sixth question is what are the foods one needs to eat to enrich the eyes? Okay, I talked about that earlier. I talked about food that are rich in antioxidants. I talked about food that are rich in omega-3. I talked about food that are rich in basically these two. Yes, I've gone to different clinics, and what I get is glasses. No one is telling me what's wrong with me. All right, I'm gonna digress here because of the question what Vera just said. One thing, and I say this everywhere, Eyecare on radio, Eyecare online, is this: as long as you paid for consultation, you have the right to your diagnosis. You need to know your diagnosis. Like, it's a need. It's important. Don't just pick glasses from doctors and walk away without knowing what am I wearing the glasses for. Like, what is the glasses meant? Is it the glasses? Is it for short-sightedness or for long-sighted? Is it for astigmatism or presbyopia? What am I wearing the glasses? And what is the plan for the glasses? The glasses, are they meant to correct the vision, or am I going to wear them for a very long time? Okay, so you need to find out. And having gone to different clinics, and what you get is glasses. With the glasses, is there any difference? Like, do you see better with the glasses? And is it possible, do you have the contact of your doctor? Can you call the doctor later tonight and ask what your diagnosis is? Or sorry, not tonight, tomorrow, and ask what your diagnosis is. It's very important. You need to know, because when you know, which is what I'm doing here, when you know your diagnosis, you'll be able to know how best to take care of your eyes. Please, it's so important. All right. Okay, so Yomi talking about the food. So we have the nuts, the fish, we have the carrots, we have the spinach, we have the kale, we have the walnut, we have the dates, which is my favorite now, and all that. So these are the things you can take for your eye. Okay, these foods and fruits and veggies are very, very good. The greener the better. In my own book here now, right, like I'm beginning to love spinach. I hated spinach earlier, but now that I found out I can incorporate it into my pineapple smoothies and it tastes amazing, I'm now enjoying spinach. Okay, all right, so I see better with the glasses, but if the glasses is out, I don't see them again. I'm in Kaduna, I won't mind the recommendation. Okay, all right, I have somebody in Kaduna, yes. So after this, I'm going to please send me a DM tomorrow, okay, so I can send you to somebody in Kaduna. It's most likely that you actually myopic, you have short-sighted, and the glasses is what you're going to use. But nevertheless, I would like to have somebody else have a look at you, all right, so that at least we get a diagnosis, okay? All right, sorry about that, Vera. Thank you so much for staying with us. Okay, so the seventh question is Mamaka. My eye always itch me as if there is sand in it. Eye itching, there are a couple of things that can cause eye itching, okay? I'm going to talk about the two most common ones, which is the allergies or the refractive errors. Allergy in the sense that you could be reacting to something, okay? You could be reacting to, it could be an external, an environmental factor based on your environment. Maybe you're living near a company or a factory that brings out a particular film that your body doesn't accept. I remember when we are small, when we are far younger, and we used to take chloroquine for malaria. Every time we take the chloroquine injection, we start experiencing itching, right? That's just our body's way of saying, hey, I don't like this. So for some of us, it could be our body's way, through eye itching, telling you, I don't like this. Okay, so it could be environmental factor, and it could also be seasonal. Seasonal, I know some patients that whenever we're about to enter dry season or enter rainy season, there is this change of weather, they experience intense itching. Okay, they experience intense itching. So for them, it's something that they now know it has to do with season. Then there are also people that react to certain things like certain soap, certain cream, detergent. Like for me, there are certain detergents I don't use to wash my clothes. Even my dry cleaner knows you don't use it to wash my clothes. There are certain cream or soap my kids never, you can't use to bathe them as babies because they react to it. So the best thing is for you to know what you are reacting to. What is it that you are allergic to? And the only way you can find out is by elimination process, identification and elimination. It may take you a little process, a short time to process this, to be able to know what is it that, let's say I'm experiencing the itching, I began to experience it last week. What did I introduce into my life within the past 3 weeks? All right, whatever it is, it could be in your water, it could be in your environment, it could be the new soap you bought, it could be the new cream you bought, it could be anything. So that is that's one way to look at it. All right. And then another thing is refractive error. Refractive error in the sense that some people, if you are hyperopic, long-sighted or astigmatic, and again, if you are always exposed to your phones and all that, it can actually cause itching, especially when you are not blinking as often as you should. It can cause itching. So what you need to do is to identify which of the refractive errors that you have and correct it. Once you correct it and you wear your glasses, the itching disappears. So basically, any of these two can be the culprit. All right. So I hope that that helps. Right, and again, dry eyes. Okay, you have to also note if you also have dry eyes. These are things that you can be discovered at the eye examination. All right, so the last question for tonight, we are making good time, is from Philip. And Philip says, how do you control intraocular pressure and what are the causes? Now, intraocular pressure is what we commonly identify as when somebody have glaucoma, we say the pressure on in your eye is high. All right, sorry, a minute. So when somebody have glaucoma, we say that the pressure in your eye is high. So we run a test to determine the pressure in the eye. All right, so now what causes this? Okay, how do you control it? Medication, eye drop. If you have been diagnosed with glaucoma, your best bet is eye drop. If you can get a surgery done as early as possible, that is awesome if you can get it. But you have to be very careful where you're getting the surgery done. Very careful. Okay, now if you can get the surgery done, awesome. But the best thing is to even detect it early. If you can detect it early and you start medication on time, chances are very, very high that you're going to preserve your vision for a very, very long time. Very important. So best way to control that is medication, using the right medication. We have different types of glaucoma medication, but being able to identify the one that works for you, because the idea is to bring down the pressure. All right, so risk factors, because there's so many things, there's so many risk factors that can actually lead to the increased intraocular pressure. Risk factors include trauma. When somebody hits somebody, hit your eye, something hits your eye, if you hit your eye on the table, someone blows you or something, all that's a risk factor. Family history. If your parents had glaucoma, chances are high that you can have glaucoma. They didn't say you will, but you can. So it's very important that you know this and then you can start taking adequate care of your eyes. Then of course, systemic problems like hypertension, diabetes, these are risk factors. Refractive errors, if you are short-sighted, yes, it's a risk factor. Okay, and then of course the weight. So basically, when it comes to glaucoma, what we do as much as possible is to educate patients and people, because glaucoma is one of the classes of glaucoma is what we call the silent thief of sight. You don't even know. No pain, no headache, no ache, no sign whatsoever. I've seen people that say they were seeing yesterday and they can't see today. Like, just imagine going to bed and waking up, you can't see. That is how bad glaucoma can be. Because what glaucoma does is it takes away your peripheral vision. Peripheral vision, it will keep eating it away, eating it. So when you look at things, you're seeing them, and to you, you're seeing very well. But the peripheral vision is all gone. And that is a problem. So by the time you realize that you can't see, it's late. You've lost the peripheral vision. So, early detection, let me say it again, is key to preventable blindness. If you have never had your eye tested, I am asking you right now, tonight, make the plan. Go have your eyes tested. Know how healthy your eye is. Knowing is important, because when you know, okay, my eyes are healthy, pressure is fine, my retina is fine, I don't have refractive error, or I have this refractive error and this and that, okay, so this is what I need to do to maintain this. Vision or sight is life. I've seen people different age that I have to tell, you know what, you're legally blind. There's absolutely nothing anybody can do medically, right? Now let's exercise faith. Let's not wait till we get to that point, right? Okay, so that is it. Those are the 8 questions I can take tonight. As you can see, it's already to 10, and I didn't intend to keep you guys for so long. So the rest of the questions, I'm going to do short videos of some of them and then post as Instagram reel or as on TikTok, and then also on YouTube as shorts. So if you are not following me on Instagram, ask the eye doctor. That is the handle now. My All right, my media guy said I should change from Ask Dr. Doris to Ask the Eye Doctor. I'm still trying to get used to that. All right, so on TikTok I'm still Ask Dr. Doris, so you can follow me on those channels, and then of course on YouTube. I don't know the YouTube channel. I'm going to find it and post it here. Follow me and you can get some of these videos. I'm going to do some of them and post up, and then the rest of the questions I will take them again next week Monday. And next week Monday I will find a big topic that I know many of us have issues with, and we're going to handle that. So thank you so much for being a part of Eyecare Online episode 13 tonight. I appreciate you all. Episode 14, actually we are 14. This is 14. Yes, I will just do episode 14. Thank you so much for being part of this episode, and do have a good night rest. So let me end Instagram first, and then good night guys.